have their first morphed fight and with Tommy's guidance manage to repel Zeltrax, but he takes to the skies in a big-ass ship while the Rangers take control of the Zords.
Only one more thing to do. Bring them together. You can do it. Okay, let's do it. Yeah!
Thundersaurus Megazord doesn't exactly have a great first outing, but it does destroy Zeltrax's ship. The Megazord itself is pretty damn good, though the joining sequence is really too fast in my opinion. Mesogog torments his servants for their failure. Meanwhile, the Rangers are given bracelets that simultaneously function as communicators and will access their morphers when they need to.
You think Mesogog's gonna stick around for a while? Unfortunately, they always do. I know this is a lot to take in.
That's for sure.
Your lives have just changed in ways you probably couldn't have imagined. But as long as you work together, and remember, you're a team, no one can defeat you. No one.
Day of the Dino is a pretty good start to the season, both for longtime fans and for new viewers. Tommy evolving into the role of mentor was a great idea given his popularity among old viewers, and any new viewers of the show would be intrigued by the mysteries about him. It does suffer some issues, pacing, acting, and off-kilter dialogue, but not to any excess. The fight scenes are pretty dang good, with some good fight banter here and there. The team is once again made of teenagers, and they actually feel like teenagers, save for being stuck in very stereotypical personalities. Then again, that's how the show began, and with Tommy back, one could say they're back to basics. Now, I know what many of you are wondering. Where the heck are Tommy's Zeo powers? He used them in Forever Red, so why doesn't he use them now? Especially since my Ranger teamwork philosophy bullcrap is in effect when he has a new team of Rangers. There are any number of explanations, but the most popular that I've seen is that Tommy drained the power of his part of the Zeo crystal in order to help forge the Dino gems. Otherwise, it's likely that Tommy's morpher is in storage somewhere, and he could still assume those powers at some point, but for the moment, there's no need, especially as we'll see in the next few episodes. Next, we're introduced to Haley, Tommy's confidant and assistant, who's also responsible for creating the Dinomorphers. Speaking of supporting cast, even Mesogog's generals seem to fare better here. Sure, they're toadies, but they're actually convincing as evil, despite random makeup lines and bizarre hairdos on Elsa.
Am I to understand that you feel no need to explain yourself?
Lord Mesogog, it is in my humble opinion that it would be a waste of your valuable time. Time better spent destroying Dr. Oliver and his new Power Rangers.
Exactly the answer I was looking for.
Tommy also has some digi-eggs that grow into the team's motorcycles. By the by, I'm not really that fond of the Dino Ranger costumes. The helmets are good, but overall the outfits are just kind of bleh to me. The central symbol just seems like the goofy emblems the toys and movies stuck on the original Rangers outfits, and the white areas down the sides don't match up when the central colors of the outfit are now on the symbol, that being black and gold. Most uniforms are a good balance of white and the primary colors, unless they're doing something different with the designs, like with Ninja Storm's gray areas, or Wild Force having that strap along their chests. This seems to have the opposite problem that the Lost Galaxy uniforms had. Too much color and not enough white. At Haley's Cafe, we also meet Trent, who starts working there as a waiter, but is also an aspiring artist. Kira, naturally as the only girl in the group, crushes on him instantly. Yeah, I'm real sure Trent will be important this season. I mean, I might as well just start calling him Richie. Mesogog's method of creating monsters is a genetic randomizer that creates a mutation. Following that, the monster is hydrated by Mesogog to grow. I love the Dino Thunder theme song.
Me too.
It did take a few listens to finally let it catch on, but it's got a strong rock rhythm, and I really wish there was more incidental music using bits of this instead of recycling the stock music from Ninja Storm.
See them coming closer with the force of ages. Centuries come by. Inches of the ride. Defend us fight. Dino Rangers roar. Power Rangers score. Sailors from these evil forces land.
At the end of the third episode, Tommy is kidnapped by Mesagog, leading into the 500th episode. Naturally, for a series that has lasted 500 episodes, a massive achievement, especially for a kids show, they go all out, do everything they can to make the episode special, and the most exciting 22 minutes of television ever made, and yeah, it's a clip show, though with the awesome title of Legacy of Power. While Mesagog holds Tommy prisoner, Haley and the Rangers go through Tommy's video journal of Power Rangers history as he's been chronicling the group for years. Since it's very abridged, there's a lot missing. Tanya isn't mentioned at all, and after Lost Galaxy, he stops listing off all the individual members. Cole doesn't even get actually shown in civilian footage. Wild Force's segment is all of 3 sentences. Here's what I don't get. As I said, the post-production team in New Zealand wasn't in the best of shape, so you can understand why they had difficulty with new footage they shot. But how exactly do you screw up the audio of old episodes?
Rangers, the power of the Zeo Crystal now resides within you. It will bestow upon you powers beyond your imagination.
In a cute bit, Connor says that his twin brother went to the Winged Ninja Academy, a reference to the fact that Connor's actor was one of those 3 we saw at the end of Ninja Storm. So much for the secret ninja academies, I guess. I also love how Tommy says in the narration that it was the Thunder Rangers that gave them their biggest challenge, further proving how worthless Lothor was as a villain. We learn that Mesagog's goal is to return Earth to its prehistoric roots and restore dinosaurs as the supreme beings of Earth.
Why can't you just want to rule the Earth like all the other sickos?
The 3 utilize an invisiportal to get to Mesagog's fortress. They, of course, run into some trouble on the way, but following the Carter Grayson school of Ranger tactics, they mostly shoot their way through while pulling off a damn impressive action scene. The Rangers demorph for some reason and rescue Tommy, proceeding to morph again to pad out the episode. Tommy takes a crystal that Mesagog wanted him to unlock, tricking Zeltrax into breaking it out of its shell. Inside of the crystal is a black dino gem, allowing him the power of invisibility, and thus...
Aren't you a little old for this, Tommy?
I may be old, but I can still pull it off.
Dino Thunder, power up! Oh yeah.
It's of course cool to see Tommy as a Ranger again, but I have to admit, I think it's too early in the season once again. It would be a lot better if this had happened a fourth of the way, and like the 6th Ranger usually is. I know, limited by the Sentai footage, but I still have to comment on this from a story perspective. There isn't an established status quo for this series yet, and it's already changing things up. Anyway, Tommy's Zord is the Brachiozord, which is a big carrier Zord for the other 3. To make matters better, it even comes with another little Zord called the Cephalozord, which can link up with the Thundersaurus Megazord as a new arm, like in Wild Force.
Well, I better get going.
Going? Where are you going?
Shopping. I checked my closet this morning, and there's a serious shortage of black in there.
In the following episode, the elusive Anton Mercer finally makes an appearance, much to Tommy's shock. Anton is actually Trent's adoptive father, who took him in after his parents died in a cave-in. Tommy says that their experiments have taken on some weird directions, but Anton is strangely aloof about the whole thing. Anton tells Trent that Tommy is a part of his life that he's put behind him and doesn't wish to talk anymore about it. Zeltrax, during his fight with Tommy, says that they have a score to settle, though Tommy doesn't know what he's talking about. Trent discovers an invisiportal in his home that causes him to worry that his father is involved in something not on the level. Meanwhile, the Rangers discover and tame a Dimetrozord, providing another arm attachment to the Megazord. However, the main advancement of the storyline comes in the 3-parter White Thunder. Anton isn't supportive of Trent's artwork, so he's been coming to Haley's before it opens to work on his art.
Wow. You did this?